Okay, hopefully this will be the last video in my series of translating Latin. I might do one more because these have all been Latin to English. I might do one from English to Latin. But anyhow, this time I don't have a quid et quo chart that I'm doing dry erase on. But once you've done the quid et quo chart for quite a while, you learn the questions to ask, and you can more quickly and easily do it on paper. For one thing, you don't have to erase all the time. And for another thing, it's just simpler to do it on paper for your brain. Paper is good. But anyway, you should probably use the quid et quo for a while until you get used to what questions to ask, or keep it nearby to reference for your questions. In any case, I am in Henley, and I am in the latter half of Chapter 2, where we have already been introduced to the neuter, and we have another set of verbs and the sword and the conjunction here. So I think, and I have not translated this sentence yet, so I'm going to do it live on camera. So if I make some mistakes, you'll see me make some mistakes. And if I say, I'm not sure, then you will know what it's like to say, I'm not sure. Let's do Deus amicis Mariae praemia dedit. Number 4 in exercise 19. So here we go. Yes. Deus. And I always give myself a little bit of extra space to make sure I have room to do anything I need to do. Amicis Mariae praemia dedit. There we go. So, whether or not you're using the quid et quo, you always start with the verb. Because, I underline all my endings. Now, I have colored markers that I associate with my endings. You can just underline it with your pencil. But that gives me some of the work to do ahead of time of deciding what declension it's in. So I do my verbs in yellow, and I have my T ending. So I'm only going to underline that T ending. Now I'll go around looking for my first declension. The A here throws you off. That's why you have to always say your dictionary form. I say, look, there's an A. That must be first declension. Except no, it's primium primii, which is not first declension. So the A, beware of the A in the neuter. So I know that Mariae is in the first declension. And the is and the us are going to be second. So that's second declension. Even though it's neuter, I still use blue because second declension is blue. And then we have an is and we have an us. There we go. There's all of our endings. Now, always start with the verb. And we have not learned verbs yet as a class. We don't really know how to conjugate them yet. If this is challenge A for you, we have just been taught that dedit means he, she, or it gave. So that's all I'm going to write. For shorthand, I'm going to write H for he, S for she, I for it. Gave. He, she, or it gave. And we don't know which one it is yet because we haven't found our subject. Let's go find our subject. We have to find out who is the one who is doing the giving. So for that, we're going to look at the endings for each one of these and find out which one could be the subject. Okay, I'm going to bring down my chart here. Hopefully you can see both the chart and the words. Let's see. The A ending in the second declension neuter could be either accusative or it could be the subject. Praemia dedit. And praemia means reward, and it's plural. So the rewards could give something in a possible sentence. The rewards could give glory or something. Probably it's not going to be the rewards doing any giving. Let's see who else we've got. Maria Mariae. She's going to be genitive. Could be multiple Marys, but probably we have a capital Mary. We know we're talking about one single person named Mary. She's not going to be plural, and neither one of these are nominative. So let's go back to the is. We have a second declension, masculine, amicus, amici. So we're going to come down to the is. That's either an indirect object or an object of the preposition. So that can't be our subject. Let's look at deus. Oh, look. Here's a nice, tidy nominative, singular noun for God. I think we're going to go with that one. So, for every one of our nouns, we want to do the same thing we did in the quid et quo, which was find the GNC. GNC. I actually usually do this at the head of time for each one. GNC. 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 Now we can just fill in the blanks. Deus, gender, masculine. Number, singular. Case, we've decided it's nominative. There we are. So, what is Deus in the nominative? It's just God. God. All right. Amicis, we know that it's going to be masculine because it was amicus, amici, and then down was amicis. The number, keep your chart out. Is is one of the plural endings. And the case could be either indirect object or ablative, which is an object of the preposition. Do we have any prepositions? No, we do not. So it has to be to or for the whatever it is. We know that amicis is friend, so we're going to literally say to the friend. We don't know why it's to the friend or what is to the friend. We are simply translating that amicis means to the friend. We will figure out all the squishy details of translation later. All right, Maria Mariae. We bring it over here. She could be a possessive, she could be an indirect object, or she could be plural. We've already decided she's not going to be plural. Is she possessing or is she an indirect object? Well, in order to have an indirect object, you have to have a direct object first. And we have already got an indirect object because we already found it. So there's a very good chance that she's going to be the possessive. So we need to say of the, except since Mary's a person, we won't use the. Of Mary is how we'll translate that one. So she is feminine, she is singular, and we're deciding that she is genitive, which means of Mary. Now that only leaves a couple of options left for primia, because we have a subject, we have an indirect object, we have a possessive. We never found our direct object yet, so we can guess that's probably where this one's going. Let's do our GNC. Primia is going to be primium, primii. So even though it's second declension, it is a neuter noun because the nominative ends in You just have to memorize that. The number, we'll look over here under our nominative endings. We'll go down to the a. No matter which a it is, it's in the plural case, or in the plural, it's plural. And then we have to have a direct object. It can't be the subject. So a as the direct object is our only option. So that's accusative. So when we have an accusative, we say the whatever, and in plural we need to make sure and make that plural. So this is reward, so it's going to be the rewards, plural. And then we found our subject was God, so we know it's going to be he gave. So we'll bring that down. We'll capitalize it. So our direct translation is God to the friend of Mary the rewards he gave. So how would we write that in English? We usually put our subject and then our verb. So we will translate it God gave. God gave what? God gave the rewards. There's our direct object. So we'll put that next. God gave the rewards to whom or for whom. There's our indirect object. To the friend. God gave the rewards. Oh, I think I found a mistake just now. Amicis was plural, and I only said friend. So it's helpful to not just do this in your head, because you wouldn't catch this. I found, as I was about to write, I was saying to myself, oh, I thought we had a plural up there somewhere. And I checked that I had written plural, but I had not translated plural. I can easily fix that, of course, but I found it out because I had written out my GNC and not just decided in my head and then moved on. Okay, that's a little note for you. God gave the rewards to the friends. And then our last word is of Mary. and it would also be 100% accurate to go ahead and use the apostrophe S. Mary's friends. God gave, and you could probably do without the. God gave rewards to the friends of Mary. God gave the rewards to Mary's friends. Either way would be accurate because they both have the same meaning. And the articles, Latin doesn't have articles, and so they're up to your discretion. So neither way is more right than the other. Use the apostrophe S or use the of phrase. Use the article, don't use the article. That is up to you. This is where the translator gets to be creative and decide in English where we want the emphasis to go. So that's how I use my quid et quo training on paper, and it takes up a lot less space, and I find it faster, but I wouldn't know what to do and where to fill this out if I hadn't used the quid et quo previously to train myself to answer the questions and to give me sort of this grid picture in my mind for how to translate. So I hope that's helpful. I'll do one more video of going from English back to Latin, and then that should be it.